What's going on, my fellow Farmall brothers and sisters? Alright, so here we are on, I guess you could say, part 3 of the Model B injection pump rebuild. Well, reseal. Stay tuned. Let's spin this camera around. Alright, so last video you saw, we did the auxiliary pump, and that is all ready to rock and roll into the new pump. So that'll stop putting diesel fuel into that thing. Now we're going to go ahead and start cracking the case down like I did in that previous video, and we're going to go ahead and start putting new gaskets, new seals in here, and then put it back together. Maybe, I don't know, I'm kind of kicking around. I might throw this part in the sandblaster, the side cover in the sandblaster, the top housing in the sandblaster, a few things. Clean up this ID tag. I might go ahead and shoot this thing with some red paint after it's all sealed up, and then we'll go ahead and stick it back on. So here's the other injection pump. There's your difference right there. There's your inline pump, there's a rotary pump. 450, 460. Big difference in size. And these here, like I said, these are actually able to pretty much be rebuilt yourself if you're game and if you think you can do it. I know the only thing you got to be super careful of with these, which is really, you got to be really careful and get the right tool. Up inside here, there's like a round nut. It's like a ball. It looks like a trailer ball. That's inside here. And I think it's like a Torx 45, but it's not exactly a 45. You have to go ahead and get a hold of one of those diesel companies and order the right tool. I think the one's called like ACS or ACP diesel. It's one of those. But you can get that proper tool to go inside here, because if you snap that ball off, whew, it's really bad. Some of the ones have those plungers on the side for the advance, and it's actually made into the casing. So if you snap those off, you're kind of screwed, and then you have to have that cut off to get that out. This one here I think is a little different. I think this particular model pump, this is like the 629, and I think when you get to like 631, stuff like that, I think that's when they have that different body on the bottom. This one I think I can actually take off from here and pull the advance out, because I think it's all inside this mechanism. But these are actually able to be done. So from what I saw, like I said, I'm not really nervous about doing one of these, but I feel it's a smart idea if you do it yourself. At least then take it to a diesel shop and let them at least test it and flow it and see if all the settings are set where they need to be. I think that would be a smart thing to do. But you can obviously put it on the tractor and try it yourself and see what happens. I'm sure it'll run. It just might not be maximum efficiency. But anyway, let's get back to the Model B pump. So let me get set up in the stand and let's start taking this thing apart. Alright, let's get cracking. So the first thing I want to do is get this gasket off of here. New one of these came in the kit, so I don't have to really sweat this gasket here. But the more I can get off one piece, the less scraping I have to do. And one thing, this pump had a lot of, somebody's had this at one time in his life. Somebody's had this off because all that Permatex. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Alright, so I can flip this up this way, get this off of here. I definitely smell all the diesel that was inside this thing. It's definitely been quite a bit for many years. It's all good. We'll correct that issue. Alright, how's that looking there? Not bad. Everything looks pretty clean. The gasket came off nice. You can actually see all the Allen, all the hex screws in there. Okay. Alright. I'm thinking what we'll do first is, well, we did that first technically. I think what we'll do first is, let's go ahead and, I'm going to make a mark in this governor arm right here. So that way when I put it back together, they go back in the same position. So I'm going to make a quick little tappy tap in there. And then we're going to get this arm off, out of the way for now. We're going to pull the injection, the primary pump off. Probably going to go ahead and take the top of the banjo off here with the gauge. I think I'll probably pop the front cover off, top cover off, side cover off, bottom cover off, and then we'll go ahead and jump into this notorious leaky seal on the side of this governor arm shaft. So, okay, now if I can remember what I said I was going to do. Governor arm, let me make a mark on that real quick. So I don't want anything big and crazy. I just want something to correspond here. Then I'm going to sandblast it, I'm going to paint it. I just want everything back in its original position on this tractor. Actually, looks like it's got a corresponding mark right there. Somebody already stamped into it. Looks like they had it about a tooth off, but this thing ran good where it is, so I want to correspond it right back where it was. Okay, there and there. Actually, I want it just a hair deeper. That should be good. Now once it gets painted, I can see it really nice. Okay, that looks good. Alright, let's get this off of here. Wonder if this will pull off easy like the other one did. Yeah, comes right off. Alright, cool deal. So that is off, out of the way, ready for cleaning. Let's go ahead and get the pump off the back. Yes, that was a 9/16, I believe. Grab my wrench. Back here is just a 2 1/2-inch bolt to hold this pump on, and it's a good possibility some shit may come out of here. I'm really not hammering and putting pressure on it. I'm just going ahead and just releasing a little bit, just releasing that gasket. Bolts are all out. Come on, buddy. Come on off there. Alright, so yeah, little Permatex powder stuck in there, so that's coming off. There we go. And there it is. Again, the major culprit of that diesel, and you can see it all. Oh yeah, you can smell it. Like I said, well, I knew it. I already knew it was loaded up with diesel, but so basically what we're going to do now to this pump is I want to clean it up. We're going to crack it apart, pull this end off here, replace it with the new end, put it right back on. New gaskets, clean out this filter right here. Make sure that screen's in there. Yeah, it's in there. clean that out, and this thing will be ready to put back on. So for now, this pump, we're just going to get it just sit out of the way, because I'm not doing anything with that one right now. So the pump is out, and whew. Yeah, I'm glad to finally be resealing this. This was like the biggest thing with that tractor. Okay, let's go ahead and take a top off. No, you know what? Let's go ahead and take its front off right now. Let me move you guys over here. Alright. So I gotta go ahead and get my impact and break that nut loose out of there. And I put the gear puller on here and pull that off. Now, as long as you don't mess with anything, because we really shouldn't be spinning too much on the inside. But again, when I took this off the tractor, I gotta get you guys back here a little bit. See that line right there? That's the corresponding line for the pointer that goes that way. And this is the direction just going back into that motor to line back up with these 3 holes. So again, this is keyed. So once you get this off, and if you don't rotate anything, get it back on, and I'll get those degree marks back down to where they were. This thing should fire off once it gets primed, just like it did before. So that's why I went in and I marked everything that I marked. So, all right, let's get this off of here. I don't remember what size that was when I did that last one. I think 13/16? Nope. I think it's 15/16. No, 3/4. 7/8. No, it was a 15, I believe. Yeah, should have went with my first instinct. Okay, so just I said about not spinning, and then it spins. No big deal. We're going to put it back. I want to see if I can hold it though in place. Just while I crack this loose. Let me... I don't want it to spin. Alright, hang on one second. Okay. Let me see if I can use a strap wrench to hold this in place while I crack this loose. Alright. That worked out the way I wanted it. I didn't want to put channel locks on there because I didn't really want to mar the top of this up any. So those are the things you got to be super careful of. Now, let's see. It's either, yep, let's see, it's either going to come off or I got to pull it off, one of the two. Alright, here we go. And that is the seal that we're driving out of there and replacing, because that's another culprit. If this thing fills up with diesel, then the oil can go through, or you can lose the oil out of here if you're not getting any diesel. It'll go through, that's the oil going in your engine, and you'll lose your oil. One way or another, it's a good thing to replace that. Got a lot of Permtex on there. I guess I could go ahead and just take that off and be done with it right now. Alright, let me move some tools out of the way. So we got 2 little ones up here. I did make a note in the other video what size they were. .3/32. So I'm going to put that over there, put that there, so I can keep these parts together. So it'll be, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these on the top gasket, even though I know which way these are going back in. If you're unsure and you've never done this, which this is now only my second time, I'm going to lay these bolts where they came out from on that gasket, and then that way I can just kind of go off of that in relation to where they go back in. So if you're unsure, it's no shame in laying it out. So what was that one again? That one was 7/64, and it should be 4 of these 7/64s. Ugh, that's a tight one. I might have to grab a socket for that one. Yeah, I don't know for the life of me where I stuck my hex sockets at, so let's just go back to a T-handle wrench. Let's mark one here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of those down below, and that was straight through, so that was it. So I'll set that up here. I think I have a new gauge for this too. It might have came in kind of kicking around. I might go ahead and stick that new gauge on it. Or maybe I'll just hold on to that gauge for when I restore the tractor and I'll put it on. I'm not sure yet. Alright, technicality. This should be ready to pop off of here. Alright, I don't like doing this, but I'm going to try it. Different in the pitch and the sound. Sound like that started to come loose. Let me get in from down here. Yep, should come right off. Alright, there she is. And that's the seal that we're going to replace in there. Man, oh wow. Look at that, guys. Alright, see, this is why it's a good thing to take these apart and do this, because this seal, the spring tension has done broke loose. And I don't know if you can see it or not inside here. You can if I lower it down. All this right here, that whole seal is dry rot and flaking and breaking out. And that's where the spring came from, inside of here. So, yeah, see, it's a good thing to take it apart and do what you gotta do. Oh yeah, that seal's shot. Holy shit, it's almost all gone. I don't know if you can see that or not. That right there is supposed to be a seal right there. It's up here, there's pieces of it. And this has got a lot of shit in it. So let me turn this over easily. You can see here, see where the seal goes all the way? But it's completely, it's dry rot. See that seal coming out of there? Let me get it with my finger. Right there, there's the seal. Just flaking out. So, yeah. Replacing that seal is a good call. Like I said, you're already doing this. Take it apart and do it. So, alright, well this is now apart. So I'm going to set this over here to the side. That's ready to go. Alright, so we're done with that. Yeah, that could have been bad. If that would have got inside there and started circulating in through this pump, that could have been really bad. The bearing and all don't really feel that bad. From what I can feel, it's not moving really much side to side or up and down actually. So, alright, so we're good there. Alright, cool deal. I like it. Alright, I guess now, let's take the top off before I take this bottom off. Set this puppy back up. Of course, we're diesel pouring out of it. I need to set this up in place where it's not going to go anywhere. Just like that should do it. And put that in there for extra support. And of course somebody's messaged me on my other phone, so I will be back and then I'll reposition this camera. Whew. Let's bring it down. Yeah, let's put her maybe about there. Alright, be right back. Alright, let's get this off of here. Now I did pick up some new banjo fittings that I'm hoping might work on here. This one here, that's right, I gotta pull this out first. It's actually held on by the filler neck. Okay, so what I did was there's a 7/16 back here. I'll show you in a second. Holds on right there on that bracket. So you got to pull that out of that filler neck. Now you want to take a note on your gaskets. Say you have a banjo copper washer that goes on the top. You have nothing here. You have, I gotta sit this down so I can kind of show you what we're doing here. Okay, pull this up. You have another copper washer, and then I believe it was this side. Yes, so somebody did this wrong. This right here, oh there it is, it's stuck on there. That's why. There's a rubber seal right here. It's not supposed to be stuck to that. This comes in the kit as well when you buy it, but this rubber seal is supposed to be down inside there. Then the banjo goes on top, and then you have another that goes on the bottom. That's actually what's supposed to seal that up. So pretty simple. So I'm going to set that over there off to the side. Now we're clear. Now in order to pull this cover, I got to pull one more bolt off this filler neck right here. Pull this out, pull these off, take this top cap off. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I want to replace this seal, but I also want to clean this up with the sandblast cabinet. And then back here, you have this valve too, which I believe is almost like a relief valve. It's back in the back. So we're going to make sure that's all clean and cleared out. Alright, I think what I may do is go get a couple plugs. Put the plugs inside of these injection holes because I don't want stuff going inside here. So give me a sec and let me go grab my plugs. Okay, so they're all plugged. Keep some of the junk out of there. Well, all the junk out. And now we're going to take an 11/16 and crack these loose up here. I think this one here was pretty loose. Alright, I thought it was. Guess it wasn't. Hold this up. Let me see if I can fit actually a socket on there because I'm tired of this thing falling over on me. Yeah, I might have to lay this back on its side to do this. A little snugger than I thought they were going to be. Anyway, yeah, I believe I was telling you. Yeah, I picked up new banjo fittings for that neck that I showed you. They're pretty damn close to the original size. So I think they should work just fine. It's hard to find the exact size. Alright, let's see if we can get this off this way. Much easier. Yeah, these plugs don't want to stay in there very well, but they have no choice. You gotta keep that covered up. Once I get this cover off, I might just throw some tape over it. Now, I hope you guys are okay with a little longer video here because this isn't a video where I can get it done in 20 minutes for you. you guys want to see how to do this, this video is probably going to be every bit of an hour long, easy. But as I always say, if you guys could watch the video in its entirety, that helps me out greatly when it comes to the algorithms with YouTube, because they seriously kill your algorithm and knock you down to the bottom of the list and take any money you earned away and all that good stuff if you don't get a lot of people watching stuff. And I know ads suck, but I watch people's videos too, and I always make sure I at least give them, you know, a minute maybe worth of letting the ads play, because when you let ads play, it helps them out on the payment side as well, because obviously the ads are what gets us paid. Not a big fan of it, trust me. I don't like the ads. You know, I'm not saying I do, but let's just say it helps. Okay, so right now all I did was took out the 7/16 out of that filler neck. Take a look inside that screen. Actually, doesn't look too bad inside there. So it's got a little bit of junk that it caught, so that's a good thing. That's good. Looks like the seal on the cap is actually pretty good. So this will actually clean up nice, and then, like I said, reseal this puppy back down. We'll put this, I guess, back here. Alright, the reason I left this down is because now I want to crack this cover loose right here, and I didn't want to do it while I was standing. So let's go ahead and get this cover off. It's going to be a tight one just like the other one was. I mean, technicality, I probably don't really have to take this one off, but I'd rather, because I'm already sealing everything, I'd rather just seal it and be done with it. And just like that. Okay. Let's stand this up. Hold on to your pump too, don't let this thing go falling on the floor. Wow, that looks much better inside than the other one did. That one's really clean. There's my area. It's a pain in the butt. That's the area we're going to be getting into. But anyway, that came out good. It looks good. Everything looks nice inside here. Wow, way cleaner. Okay, well that's off. Let me take a look back here real fast at something. I believe it came with the gaskets too for this back here, for this little cover. So we're going to go ahead and check that out and see if I got the gaskets for it. Let's lay this back over now real easy. So these, I don't know if it came with any of those. Got those in the kit. Got that seal right there in the kit. It looks like there's a couple O-rings actually that go in there, which is what I'm believing keeps all the crap from going down to that hole right there and getting inside your engine. Looks like they just seal up, so it looks like that one didn't have any. This one does. I wonder if I can get one of those off real easy, because I should have the sizes. Ah, it is. Okay, so yeah, it did come with the new seals. So this isn't an O-ring. This is actually a flat seal. Okay. So on here you got 4 seals as well on top of these injectors. And that's the 4 seals right there that it comes with. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one I believe is for the return. And this one here, I can't remember where this one went. You know what? This one right here goes right there. So we're going to replace that seal too. Keep all that junk out. Alright, cool. That's kind of nice. Yeah, so yeah, they give everything. That's awesome. So that's a pretty cool kit from the company. Expensive, but cool. Alright, so now we know we got to replace those seals. Cool, cool. All right, let's go ahead and get this cover off now. I'm thinking once I get this thing done and back together, I'm going to go ahead and put the safety wires back on these right here like they were factory. I'll re-crimp these new wires back in. I mean, for the most part, it seems like the resealing of this actually isn't really that bad. The worst part is getting that nut and that wedge bolt out of that governor arm. That's, I think, really the worst part of this whole job. Hopefully my trick will work on this one like it did on the other one, because the other one worked out pretty good. Let's give it a tap again. Yeah, she looks way better inside. And obviously this right here is going to have to come out. Oh, everything moves so much nicer than it did in the other one. Alright, well now it's off. I'm going to cover this up really good with a rag before I scrape these gaskets and everything off, get all this stuff off of there. I don't want that stuff going down the side. So I'm going to lay that over like that. Get this block of wood out of my way. And now we're going to bend these little tabs over right here and pull this bottom cover off. They bend over pretty easy. I mean, they're just copper. Alright, they're all out, and they should be 1/2 inch. You know, I just thought about it. I think I got all the oil out here, but I probably should have pulled that drain plug just to triple check. Because if not, I'm about to have one hell of a mess. Hey, let me get some rags ready, just in case. Alright, let's see what happens. Back in there. Well, looks like I got it all out. Set the cover over there. It's going to need a lot of cleaning. And other than that, Yeah, everything looks good. You know what? That plunger on the other one was stuck. I want to stick a flashlight up in here real quick and see if this one is down. Because this pump works the way it's supposed to, so. No, I guess the other one wasn't stuck. I guess that's just the way it goes. Oh, no, it is down. Yep, that's what I thought. So, yeah, the other one is stuck. Alright, cool. Well, now I can see the bolt that I need to get to for that governor arm. As I say, the worst part of the whole job is that right there. But that's why we're here, right? That's why we're doing this. Alright guys, I am going to clean this area up a little bit and restart this video in a sec. Just so I can kind of clean up and get ready for just this. Because this part here, I need a little bit of space to do what I got to do. So let me clean up and then we'll reposition the camera and do just like we did the other video and get this thing out. Alright my friends, now it's time to do the part that is the pain of the whole job. So that's where I took one of my little itty small wrenches and I bent it on a severe angle right there. That's the only way you can go in through this hole back here and loosen this up. Oh, you know what? But we can't do that yet because first we got to take this arm off. Make sure you don't go spinning this either and unscrewing it and changing the adjustments. So pull this off, lay it down exactly the way you pulled off without messing with it. And then I'll show you the screw inside here we're going to take off. But in the time being, I am going to dab some Loctite on it. Just to aid it from releasing the jam nut. Because again, I want to keep everything in close to the factory specs, or at least the specs this thing was in, the best I can, because this thing ran good. So I'm going to clean some of the oil off of here. And then I'll show you in a second what I'm doing and why. Okay, so I'm using blue Loctite. I could use red if I wanted to, but I'm just going to use blue. Let me shake it up a little bit because sometimes it'll settle. Okay, I'm going to dab it down on here. Just like that. And that way while I'm working on everything, that can be drying. So let me show you what I just did and why I did it. Alright. So that's a stop right there. Let me see. If I put my finger in there, it's going to focus on my finger, so let me use this. Alright, so that right there, we got to back this one out and get it out of the way to get this whole governor arm back far enough against this wall to drive everything out. I don't want this jam nut to move from its position because then obviously then you'll start affecting the adjustment here. Now I could actually go ahead and measure this real quick and note it just so I know exactly where this was. As far as the rotation, at least I know the nut was flat up top. So again, I might take some white paint and I could probably mark it here, make sure these stay in correspondence. Anything you need to do to make sure that you put that back the way it was is good. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a couple multiple things here to make sure this stays where it needs to be. So I can back this out, get it out of the way, set it to the side. That way this arm will fall against the back wall as far as it can. That's the only way you're going to be able to make this work. And like I said, pull your cotter key, a pin out of here, undo your bolt out of here, lift the spring off real easy, set it to the side, and again, do not spin this. I might even take a little bit of white paint as well, and might dab it there, make sure everything stays where it needs to be. So, alright, let me put you back in the stand now. Okay, so I did multiple marks with a marker pen, so I'm going to let that dry for a second. I marked this up here as well. Now I'm going to measure it. Let's see how far that is from there, which is going to be hard without seeing my glasses, but that looks like it's about 8/32. Maybe pushing 9. So about 8 to 9/32. So I am going to jot that down. Okay. Just that way I know exactly where that thing was. And again, this is why I bought that donor pump. So I know exactly how I want to do everything. All right, well, now we're ready. Let's go ahead and let's get this thing out of here. Stop spinning so I can straighten you out. There she is. I'm going to sit that over next to that pump. Now we got to break this loose. It does have a star washer behind it. It's an internal 2-star washer. So make sure that stays with it as well. Okay, I'll set that over here. And now, like I said, we're going to lift this out and make sure nothing's... I mean, if it spins, it spins. Just try to get it back where it's supposed to be. We're going to move this governor arm back. Like that. Pop it out. Everything's got its marks on it. I'm going to sit her down real easy back there. Don't touch it. Now the arm is free. Now we're ready to go ahead and start getting this out. Oh, I was dreading this part. Trying to get a flashlight in there. Trying to get your wrenches in there. Trying to see what you're doing. Yeah, none of it is any fun. Yeah, my flashlight, I think my battery is dying. Let's see. I gotta go get another battery. Hang on. Alright, so I may have gotten actually lucky on this one. Well, I'm saying that now. I said that the other day in the rain, and the rain caught me. But anyway, I do actually have enough room, possibly, to get in there and maybe get this nut at least broke loose without having to take that jam nut out of this one. Now, on the other pump, that was set way out, so I didn't have enough room. This one, I may, because I'm actually on that 7/16 nut right now. So, I don't know. Fingers crossed. Let me see if I can get it loose. As long as I can get it loose and get my finger in there and get it spun off, then I can go ahead and pop the other one on. I'm going to use the other bolt that I already beat on, and I'm going to put that in its place and use that to drive this out. So, alright, let me set you back up and let's get this thing out. Alright, see if I can get this out. Whoa, I got it loose. That was easy. Oh my lord, that was scary. Now you are going to have to make sure you use a very thin box end wrench. This one right here is a super thin 7/16. You'll definitely need that in order to get in here. Because anything thick, you just don't have enough room. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get this loose so I can get this lock washer off of here. And then I'm going to spin this nut off, put the one that I already pounded on in there, and start getting the shaft out. I'm hoping maybe that since this pump was way more lubricated, that this wedge bolt, or the wedge nut, will actually come out of there a lot easier. Unfortunately, I apologize, I can't show you guys exactly how I'm doing this and what I'm doing, but I'm just using the bent end to get down inside there, and I'm just undoing that 7/16 nut off of there. When I can, I'll show you again which one I'm doing, but this is really the only way I can do this. And again, I have multiple wrenches for this job right here, only because of the fact of each one has a different bend to the end, and it just makes it that much easier to get this out instead of dedicating yourself just to one. All right, I think that might be loose enough. I can spin that by finger now. Or not. Yeah, I'm just happy it's actually coming out easier than the other one did. Let's see if I can get it now. Not yet. Yes, there's really no way to really give yourself light inside here. There we go. There we go. All right. She's out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little magnet pen. I'm going to grab a hold of that thing so that way when I back it out, it won't fall, even though it's easy enough to get a hold of. And then I can put that other one on. This is actually how I put the other one back on. Use a magnet pen like this to hold it, and that actually helped me get it back in position. So let's get this out of here first. All right, there's the 7/16 nut right there. Now I got to get the washer out. Well, that helps to see things. That was right in the face. Like I said, there is no easy way to do this. Okay, I got it. And here she comes. Of course, it's sticking to everything under the sun, and that's in my face again. Stop it. There it is. There's the lock washer. Alright, so I'm going to sit over there. Let me go get that old nut. Let me see if this will push out. I mean, if this thing will push out, I don't have to drive it out. I'm going to do this easy because you don't want to go marring your threads out. So I am not putting any pressure on this puppy. I am just going to see if I can push it out. The easier way to do it was from the bottom. So let me get these out of my way. Okay. It is so hard to see inside there. Yeah, I don't think I can get to what I'm trying to do. I don't think I can get to it that way. I know I can pound it out that way like I did the other one, but let's see. No, it's got to be driven out. Okay. All right, no biggie. So again, I'll recap on what I'm doing now. My finger's stuck in the stand. There we go. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's set this here. Okay. That wedge bolt right there, that's what we gotta drive up and out of that shaft. To get to that, we have to go from the bottom, and you have to hit it that way with the drift pin real easy to push it out of place, to get this governor arm here off. That'll get it out. Now again, when I push this back, I'm going to put something right here to hold this in place so this doesn't flop around, and then we can drive it out. Now the only thing I'm not sure of, actually no, last time I did this, I had it this way, and I put a wedge here, and I held the arm in the forward position like that. That's how I drove it out. So now, scratch what I said. It doesn't go here, it goes here, and then that way it gives you the proper angle to drive that out. But like I said, I'm hoping that this thing is lubricated enough where that should come right out of there. All right, let me go ahead and get that other nut spun on there, and let's see if we can get it out. All right, so here's the one I hammered on last time. So that's what I'm going to put back in. Might have to do this without gloves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this on the magnet. Get it close. Okay, it does make life much easier when this isn't moving. So let me put that in there. Yeah, I'm really thinking gloves is not the way to go on this. It's just so close. Okay, it was in place. But with it being magnetized, it is moving all over the place, and this flashlight is severely in my way. Alright, I'm going to have to get something and set this flashlight on it to hold this thing up out of my way, because this thing is really in my way. Alright, that makes it much easier. Now let me get this back out of here so I can reposition it. Okay, she's in place. Now I need my screwdriver. Oh, don't fall off of there. So I'm using this screwdriver to hopefully assist me getting this back on like I did before. Problem is, now it's falling to the front of my finger. Okay, back in position. There we go, come on. Oh, just spin back on there. Alright. And it is spun back on. Like I said, that is super fun trying to do that. Alright. Half the battle. Now it's just driving it out. So let me show you what I just did again. Held that in place. Held the flashlight in place. And what I did was, seemed like the pick worked better than the screwdriver, but I went ahead and restarted that nut back on there a little bit, just enough where it's covering the threads, so now I can hit it from the bottom side and I can drive it that way. So let's go ahead and flip this over and see if we can get this thing out. Okay, so what I did, I went ahead and I took an old drift pin, put it on the vise, and gave it a slight curvature. So what we're going to do is, now I have this jammed in position as you see. I'm going to lay this on back, prop it up on a block of wood just to make it a little easier to see. So what I did was I went inside and I screwed that nut all the way on until it's about, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch from being tight. Now I should be able to get this drift pin like that around the governor. Like that right there. That actually reaches kind of around and hooks and hits that bolt. Go ahead and give it a good tap. And that actually felt like it actually is broken loose. Now I'm going to unscrew this nut a little bit more. Okay, I unscrewed about another 1/4 inch. We're going to give this thing another tap and let's see if it moved. Yeah, it feels like it's moving. Let me get this flashlight in here a little better. Yeah, it definitely moved. Alright, cool. Well, that came out easy. I'm going to unscrew this more. I think I can almost push it by hand, to tell you the truth. That nut looks like it's almost all the way backed off. Oh yeah, it popped right through. Alright, that thing is pretty much on its way out. Alright, and what I did here is I marked the position of the teeth, so all this is still in correspondence. Again, nothing here has changed. Let's flip this up. Oh yeah, she definitely came out. Cool. You got to think outside the box when it comes to this thing. Unless you're planning on pulling out this whole governor assembly, which I found out in the other video when I was going to do it. Nope. That right there is something, if I had to get to that point, bearings and all, it would have to get sent out to the guys who know what they're doing. Alright, so what I want to do is, I'm going to push this. Well, damn, I think that thing is like, oh yeah, she has no problem getting ready to come out of there. So I'm putting the magnet in there just to, again, to catch the nut after I unscrew it. You don't have a lot of room in here to work. You really don't. Just want to make sure it's the rest of the way up. And it is. Get out of there. For technicality, I should be able to grab that again with the needle nose. But let me just make sure. Yes. I'm just pushing it the rest of the way to make sure it comes out of there before I unscrew this nut completely. Alright, there's the old nut. And again, see, it's getting beat on pretty good. So what I'm probably going to do is go ahead and get another one of these. And that way I can use it for, you know, the sacrificial nut to drive these things out. I'd like to find one. I'm going to see if I can find one with a little bit wider head. If not, I might weld a couple beads around, thicken it up. So if I ever had to do this again, it would actually possibly give me something to hammer on. Got to get a good penetration or you'll beat that weld right off of there. Alright, well, you guys can see what I'm doing for the most part. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach in with the needle nose, grab a hold of that wedge bolt, hold the governor arm in place. Almost out. Flashlight once again is in my way. Completely in my way. It's so close to coming out. Good Lord. Let me, what am I going to use? Maybe I'll use the flat screwdriver. Let me see if I can push this up just a hair more. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it should have stuck a little bit. he's spinning. I don't want you to spin, buddy. I want you to come out. Let's do that a couple times. Maybe see if I can knock her loose. It is so close. It just needs to push up and out of that hole. Definitely messes with your depth perception looking down inside there like that, because you're trying to use like one eye, and if you have a flashlight or something in the way, oh my lord, that makes it really difficult. All right, let's try it that way. I'm going to put this over here on this side. Okay, I wonder if that'll possibly be out of my way. It's really hard to grip a hold of this thing. I'm gonna grab my other needle nose. Let me see if it tips a little better on that one. Alright, so these, the tip is better, but these got the little bent head. I'm going to see if that bent head will actually get in there. No, bent pliers really don't work. Hold that in place. Can't seem to get this thing to grip to pull out. I think I'm going to go ahead and just take a little small, like a dental pick that I broke the point off of purposely, and I might try to go up inside there and see if I can just push it the rest of the way through. Nope. Oh, she moved a little bit. It's moving like a little bit at a time. It's so close. Ah, got it. There she is. Our problem child. Oh my god, I hate that thing. Play intense music now. Alright, well, I didn't have to break the stop loose, which is good. Now, we can go ahead and put the screwdriver in. You guys can't see crap. The angle I got this thing. Bring this down some. Alright, now we can kind of put the screwdriver in here real easy. Screwdriver's too big. Put this one in there. And we can start working this out. Like that. Again, do it easy. Don't go bending your washer and everything that's inside there. Tell you one thing, I can feel that felt seal. That puppy is soft. So what I'm going to do... Oh yeah, felt seal just fell out. Like it's just hanging there. You know, one of this thing wouldn't stop dripping. Oh, she was bad. It's actually crumbling and falling out. That may look like I'm doing like intense hard prying. I'm actually really not. I'm actually just working it very slowly to get the shaft slid out of here. but here nor there. That's what was left of that seal in there. So that's why this thing was just dripping profusely all over the place. It's absolutely completely done for. Okay, well, let me go ahead and grab something real quick. Just grab a hold of this and pull this out. I might have a small bar that I could probably get inside here and pull that real easy. Let me see if I got it. Alright, this one was a little bit more of a booger getting off that shaft inside there. So the easiest way was, with this pushed in place, put your small bar behind there, I'll put the arm back on, started spinning the arm to help break it loose. And upon doing that, you can actually use this to spin this right on out past that hard spot. And then there she is. She's out. And there's our area of leak right there. This is the part that will give you a fit till the end. Now, it looks like there's another seal. This one right here. You guys really can't see much here. Let me go this way. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it looks like to me, this other little washer comes off of here. And this is actually going to get driven into here. Because you can see the spring down there and you can see the other seal. So yes, it is actually two seals down in there that we're finding out. So let me get this arm over here out of the way. And let's see how easy it is to get this up. This might be actually part of the whole entire seal. Yeah, feels like it. So it looks like I might have to use my blind seal puller. Get down inside there with the slide hammer. And it looks like this right here will pull out. Once you get that out, drive the new one in. Put your felt on top. Put the washer, the arm back in. And we're good to go. So let me show you. Right there, you can actually see, let me zoom this in some. Right there, you can see the spring inside there. So that seal right there has to come out. I'm almost positive that other pump was different. I don't think that other pump, which I now got the arm back in, I can't look. I don't remember seeing a seal inside there. I don't know. Could have missed it. But anyway, alright, well, let me get my blind seal puller and let's go ahead and get that out of there, and we can actually start cleaning this thing up and start reassembling it. Alright, so I ain't never used one of these fancy tools for pulling these, so let's see if it actually works. Figure if it doesn't work, worst case, all I gotta do is pry it on out of there. This is what it is. Alright, so this thing's got a fancy little slide hammer right here. So we're going to see if this right here can yank this puppy out of here. Holy shit, I'm a believer in this thing now. Man, I like that tool. It worked nice. I'll spin this camera around in a second. I'll show you exactly what it was I just used, but damn, I like that. That was pretty cool. Alright, now let me get all this out of here first. Sometimes it's worth buying some of those tools on impulse buys you see on Amazon. Give me a second to get this on out of here. I'll show you what this tool was. So you just go like that, it closes the jaws bag up, and then pop it right on out of there. But man, that made that nice instead of having to beat that whole thing out of there. At least now I got the original part number to the original seal. I could always match that up if I had to. Alright, keep that over there. Put this tool back in its place. Alright. So the seal is now out. So the ones that usually drip super bad on everybody Again, I just showed you that you can, without messing any of the settings, you can actually take this apart and you can reseal this yourself. So that's where we're going to put that new seal in. Anyway, here's the kit. So kind of a cool little kit. Said it comes with all the pieces. Comes with a press and all that. Slide hammer. And there's the name of it, in case any of you guys are interested in what I just used. I don't really see like a part. Oh, there you go. There's a part number right there. Focus. Alright, anyway, part number is ABN 3131. So ABN auto body kit. So again, got it off Amazon. I don't know, I think it was like around 50 bucks, somewhere in that neighborhood. So not too bad. It definitely made that job easy. I like that. Alright, well, now I guess it's time to clean this thing up, reseal it, and get it on the tractor. So honestly, I'm thinking this video is probably long enough now. This is probably, I haven't really looked at the times, but at least over an hour. So let's just go ahead and chalk this up as the end of this video. And then we'll go ahead and continue this video. Cleaning up, resealing it, painting it, and getting it back on the tractor and getting the tractor primed and fired back up. So, I know you guys don't want to hear this, but thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, make sure you hit that notification bell if you want to see this thing go back together now and back into the tractor. Until next time, thanks for watching.